Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Unnati Modanwal, presenting the topic of India's nuclear doctrine, 17th August 1999. After conducting a series of nuclear tests in May 1998, that is Pokhran II, India needed to define its clear nuclear policy to the international community. On 17th August 1999, the National Security Advisory Board released a draft report outlining India's proposed nuclear doctrine. Its main purpose is no first use policy. That is, India committed itself to a policy of not using nuclear weapons as a means of warfare unless first attacked by an adversary using nuclear weapons. This NFU stance is aimed to portray India as a responsible nuclear state promoting uh, strategic capability and stability. Second point is credible minimum deterrence. India plays to maintain a credible minimum nuclear deterrence, that is, sufficient nuclear capability to deter adversaries from launching a nuclear attack without engaging in an arms race. A third one is massive retaliation. If India were attacked with nuclear weapon, it would retaliate with a massive and assured nuclear strike to inflict unacceptable damage on the economy. The goal was to deter any nuclear use against India. Another one is civilian political control. The decision to employ nuclear weapons rested exclusively with the civilian leaderships, specifically with the Prime Minister of India. This assured that nuclear weapons remained under the tight political control rather than military command. In addition to the another one is survival second strike capability. That is, the doctrine emphasized developing and maintaining a robust second strike capability. That is, the ability to absorb a nuclear attack and still retaliate effectively. This requires a survivable nuclear force such as land based missiles, air delivered weapons, and sea based assaults. Uh, its importance. What is its importance? First one is a strategic clarity. The doctrine provides clarity about the India's nuclear intention and principle to the global community. Uh, Second one is deterrence. By committing this to NFU and credible deterrence, India aimed to prevent nuclear escalation and maintain regional stability. Another one is mature nuclear power image. It means it helped India portray itself as a responsible nuclear power committed to restraint and global disarmament. Another is the balance between security and morality. India tries to balance its security need with ethical consideration and refusing to threaten non nuclear states. Retaliation and responses. If India were to suffer a nuclear attack, its response would be a massive retaliatory strike designed to inflict unacceptable damages. Uh, Command and control structure. It means that, as earlier discussed, that its total control is in the hands of political council chaired by the prime minister responsible for all final decisions on nuclear weapon. Other than this, the executive control is led by the national security advisor responsible for providing inputs and executive mechanisms. It's a safety and security measures that includes rigorous personal screening, technological safeguard, and dispersal and mobility of delivery systems to ensure survivability in case of the first strike. India's international position. The doctrine emphasizes India's desire to be seen as a responsible nuclear power. It means it underscores India's support for global nuclear disarmament as envisaged in the Rajiv Gandhi Action Plan 1988. India recalls for a non discriminatory and verifiable global nuclear regime, reaffirming its commitment to peaceful coexistence and international law. Let's talk about its criticism and the debate over it. The no first use policy has sparked internal debate, with some arguing it may lack credibility in deterring conventional and biological attacks. Others have questioned the feasibility of the massive retaliation strategy, especially against the tactical nuclear use. Despite criticism, the doctrine has largely been praised for its clarity, restraint, and commitment to peace. Still, after lots of criticism, the doctrine has its relevance and the legacy which are carrying forward. Although in 1999, NSAB report was a draft, not an official policy statement, it has greatly influenced India's nuclear doctrine. Over the years, successive Indian governments have reiterated the core tenet of the doctrine, including NFUs and minimum deterrence. The doctrine remains a cornerstone in India's strategic thought and continues to guide the nation's nuclear decision making. At last, we can conclude it with an NSAB's 1999 draft. Nuclear doctrine was a landmark in India's strategic evaluation. It balanced India's security imperatives with international expectations of responsibility and restraints. Even today, it stands as a blueprint for India's nuclear posture, credible, restrained, and strategically sound.